The real secret to manifestation is that you have to embody the positive, amazing qualities of your new desired ideal self, while also being comfortable with and savoring the darkness, the shadow, the fears, the negative parts of you. And when you do both of those, you inevitably will manifest your desires. Let's talk about fear. Fear is the number one thing that people are resisting. People, when they manifest, they try to avoid fear, they try to only think positive thoughts. And the thing is, what you resist will persist. You need to be comfortable with fear. You need to savor it. You need to accept it. You need to be okay with it. You might have a fear of abandonment. That's why you're manifesting a relationship. You might feel really insecure and feel like you're not good enough. You have a fear of being unworthy. That's why you're manifesting beauty. Or maybe you feel like you'll be alone and poor and broke forever. And that's why you're manifesting wealth, because you're so afraid of that. And the thing is, it won't work out. And the reason why you can't manifest if you're constantly resisting fear and trying to stomp down your negative emotions and suppress them is because subconsciously it starts to build up. Subconsciously it will build up, and eventually, just think of it like you're filling a balloon with air. You're just pumping and suppressing all of your emotions. You're just pumping all that air into the balloon, and eventually you're not going to be able to handle it anymore, and you're going to burst, you're going to explode, and it's going to show up in a very messy way. Let's say someone's been manifesting beauty in an effort to ignore the fear that they're actually ugly and actually not good enough and worthy of love. So that's the fear lingering in the back of their mind, and they're manifesting beauty and focusing on thinking positive and blah blah blah, all those things, because they're so afraid of being perceived as ugly. And when you are subconsciously so afraid of it, you're gonna eventually experience a situation that will trigger you super bad. Maybe you get a subtle sign that someone's rejecting you because they don't think you're their type. So your brain overthinks and goes into flight or fight mode. Because of that fear that you've been suppressing, eventually it'll burst and when a situation happens, and you're going to be overflowing with feelings of insecurity, anxiety. You'll feel horrible. You'll go into like a depressive state of just feeling so uncomfortable and insecure about your appearance because you're not comfortable with the fear that you are not attractive. So what we need to do is, instead of suppressing our fear, suppressing our insecurities, suppressing any negative emotion, you need to learn how to accept that dark part of you, that shadow part of you that you're insecure about, and savor it. And truly see it for what it is, look it in the eye, savor it, be present with it, and accept it. I'll be teaching you all of this. I'll be teaching you how, in this video, how you can actually conquer your shadow side, your negative thoughts, your negative emotions, so you can truly start to manifest your desires. I'll give you some actionable steps that you can take and exactly what you need to do. And I'll be explaining a lot about how these negative emotions are so important on our manifestation journey as a whole. It's so important because these negative emotions, we've been programmed with them. We've been programmed by society to think out of fear, to think out of scarcity, to think out of a lack mentality. And manifestation is basically focusing on a faith mentality. You're all about faith. You believe that you can do amazing things. You believe that you can attract amazing things. And you can. So you're breaking free from the programmed script that a lot of people experience, go through, and are unfulfilled by. So you're breaking free from that, which is already a huge, big step. Now, I just want to talk about how these negative emotions are so important to our growth spiritually on our manifestation journey. Because I found out there's so much experience that when you accept the negative part of you, heal it, and see it for what it is and show up with courage, your manifestation will arrive. When you accept the fear that maybe you will be rejected, maybe you will be abandoned, maybe you will not ever manifest that desire of yours, and you're comfortable with it. When you're comfortable with it, that's when that fear has no power over you, and that's when you can truly, freely embody that new version of you that has your desire and see it in your reality. When you're okay and comfortable with the fears that you have, fear of rejection, fear of being abandoned, fear of being broke, fear of not being good enough, fear of not being pretty, even. When you're comfortable with it, that's when your manifestations will come to you super fast. Like, so fast. For example, the person who's not afraid of failure, they will see the most success in their career because they take risks, they are brave, and they try new things and they don't give up by just seeing one failure. The person who's not afraid and comfortable with failure, well, more comfortable. Because sometimes, even if we're afraid, we need to show courage. And sometimes we are afraid. So when you're comfortable with the fear, like, and you're actually scared, but you're comfortable with it, you think it's okay, that's when you embody and step into your true power. Think about it. Would the person who's afraid of failure ever take risks? Would they ever take risks? Definitely not. They probably always play it safe. Always play it safe, not go after their dreams in the fear that they'll be disappointed, not do this, not do that, even if they really want to, because they are afraid of failure. But the person who's comfortable with failure, they go after things. They do stuff that will bring them to their desire and manifest their desire. And think about it, the person who's not afraid of rejection when it comes to romantic relationships talks to more people, they get to know more people, they approach more people, and yes, they might get rejected, but they're comfortable with rejection. They're comfortable with it, they're fine with it, they think it's okay, and they brush it off. That person is gonna be so magnetic. They're gonna attract so many people. So many people. It's been shown. People who are confident and secure in themselves when it comes to forming romantic relationships, when they're not afraid of rejection, they do so well. They do so well and they attract so many people just because of their magnetizing energy. But think about the person who's afraid of rejection. They're scared of going up and talking to someone that they find attractive because they're worried, oh, if they reject me, then I'm so scared. It means I'm not good enough. It means I'm worthless, etc. That person is not going to be willing to take the action steps to embody their desired identity and manifest their desire. They will constantly be stuck in a state of fear. When you are comfortable with your fears, that things might go wrong, it might not end up the way you want it to, you manifest so much faster. I want to share a personal story of mine, which I think will be helpful to illustrate this further. I desperately wanted to move to a specific country. And I was like so extremely anxious and negative towards the current country that I was living in. Back then, I was like, I need to move. I can't be happy if I don't move. My life won't start if I don't move to this country. That's what I believed. And I was just so anxious and afraid, like, oh no, what happens if I just stay here forever and I never live my life and I'm just stuck here? And that anxiety plagued me for so many years. And all of those years, I was still in my current country. Something would happen, it wouldn't work out, the visa didn't work out, I didn't get an opportunity to move. All of those years when I was stuck in that fearful mentality of I have to move. If I don't, then I will just be here forever and I can't be happy. That's what I really believed at that time. And that was a huge fear which I had to be comfortable with. I had to be comfortable with the idea of staying in my current country forever. And that was fine eventually. Once I started learning about manifestation, once I started learning about how I could transform my identity and embody my ideal self, I became so secure and confident and happy in who I was. I felt healed, I felt free, and I felt powerful in who I was, and I didn't need an external desire to validate me. So eventually, I reached a point where I was like, you know what? If I just stay in this country forever, it's fine. I can be happy wherever I go. I have myself, I have my family, I have this amazing career that I'm working on. I have so many blessings here. So if I don't go there, honestly, truly, it's fine. This is totally fine. I can be here. And that's the moment when that fear went away. And I became comfortable with the idea of staying there. I became comfortable with the idea of not getting my desire. And when it happened, 3 days later, I received a notification that I would be able to go to my desired country, and that's where I'm recording this video right now. This is so powerful. Seeing your fears, being comfortable with them, seeing your insecurities, being comfortable with your insecurities is so empowering. When you look at them and be like, you know what, it's okay. It's okay. I'm fine with it. It's a form of detachment. It is basically detachment. Like, it's such a big buzzword that's been going around in manifestation. Detach to attract. This is detachment. Being comfortable alone. If you want to manifest a relationship, if you're desperately trying to manifest one so you can fill the void within you, so you can actually feel fulfilled, be comfortable not getting into a relationship ever. Maybe you could chill somewhere with your friends, live with your friends, go to a really nice house and just like rent it out and live there with like a couple of friends. And be comfortable with the idea that you might have to be alone. And that idea should be okay for you. Because you have yourself, you built yourself up to such a point where you don't need your desire anymore, and your desire is a bonus in your life. You are what makes you happy now, not the external world. You internally can make yourself happy. Now, let's get into how you can exactly be able to heal, let go, and be comfortable with the dark, shadow, negative parts of yourself and your fears. The first thing that I would recommend you do is learn to sit with your emotions. Learn to sit with your emotions and let them flow through you. If you feel a negative emotion, you don't have to try to stamp it down and like suppress it and put it somewhere in you so it doesn't come out, because you think that, oh, if I think negative, if I feel a negative emotion, then maybe it'll manifest something bad in my reality. No, don't worry, it won't, because you only manifest the dominant feelings that you experience in your day-to-day life, okay? So if a negative situation comes up, it's better to heal it and deal with it and accept it and be comfortable with it and let it go eventually when it wants to, rather than stuffing it down somewhere deep inside of you and just pumping that balloon with more air. Eventually it will burst, so you don't want that. It's better to just look it in the eye, have courage, and just breathe into it. So when you're experiencing that particular negative emotion, maybe insecurity, you feel uncomfortable, just sit with yourself in a quiet, calm space. Breathe and notice where that feeling is in your body. Don't resist it. Let it come out. Let yourself feel it and let it flow through your body. Because just see yourself as a child. Something happened in your life that made you feel so afraid. And that child part of you just wants to keep you safe. See your fears, see your anxieties, see your insecurities as a child. Your child, your inner child, just wants to feel loved, wants to feel good enough. Now, the next tip that I have for you is to start building your self-worth. So you feel so secure within you feel confident, you feel happy as you are, and your desires are a bonus. Because when you're really, really afraid and when you have a certain fear, when you're trying to manifest a desire, it's because you're too emotionally dependent on that desire to make you happy, make you feel fulfilled, or make you feel worthy of love. And there's a void within you that you want that desire to fill. But you actually can fill that void yourself. Because the reason you want that desire, the reason you want anything, is because you want the feeling that it gives you. You want the feeling of security and protection that maybe your partner gives you. You want the feeling of feeling attractive and desirable from maybe beauty. You want the feeling of feeling anything. Like that's what you want from your desire. And those feelings you can create within yourself. You have the power to create feelings and give yourself what you crave. You can give yourself what you crave. And it all starts with just really, really small steps. It can be as simple as just doing your skincare one day and just feeling beautiful because that's what you crave. You craved beauty, so you just gave that feeling to yourself. And that's going to boost your self-worth. I have a whole module on this, a whole course on this in my school community, my Mindset and Habits Masterclass. And first link in the description box below if you want to learn more about this. But anyway, let's get back into the video. Now, what you need to do is start embodying the identity of the person that you desire to be, the best version of yourself. So you get clear on the best version of yourself that has all of your desires that you already have, and you write down a detailed description of how they would act, what they would be like, how they would dress, what their hobbies are, etc., etc., etc. And slowly, you start to be that person, slowly by taking baby steps. Maybe your ideal self, they work out every day. So what you do is slowly, you start the habit of working out every day. Maybe you decide to set a timer for 5 minutes and you just work out for 5 minutes one day and then that's it. And the next day you work out for 5 minutes and you keep going until it's been a month and then you build it up to 20 minutes or 10 minutes. We slowly start to take certain steps to embody our ideal identity because when you start small, that's how you can be consistent. It's better to start small and be consistent than just try to embody your identity for a whole day, but then the next day forget about it and do nothing and just like go back to your old limiting mindset. I like to think of this as like a weight loss journey. So imagine that you're trying to lose weight when it comes to embodying a new identity of yours. So the best thing for you to do is to just show up to the gym consistently every single day, right? And then build up from that. It's not good to just show up to the gym for a week and then work out for 3 hours. No, you won't build muscle. You won't lose weight the best way that way. Start small, but be consistent. And just like that, you have your old identity right now, and you have your new identity, which you want to embody. And the best thing for you to do is to just start slowly and make small changes and small habit changes, small mindset shifts to get to your ideal identity instead of just like going back to it because it was too overwhelming and just too much for you. That's what I like to think about manifestation, embodying your identity like, because weight loss is a journey and also embodying your new identity is also a journey when it comes to manifesting your bigger desires. Yes, so self-worth is huge. Now let's get into faith. So you've been living in fear for so long, and now it's time to change to faith. Living out of faith, trusting the process, knowing that your manifestation will come, and knowing that you will be happy and everything will work out in the end is such a powerful belief to have. When you've been living in fear for so long, faith seems so foreign, and I feel you. I lived in fear for so long. But again, when you start small and do small habits to build up your faith, choosing courage to face your fears, and choosing faith in the end, that is so powerful. When you look your fears in the eye and it feels scary, but you tell yourself, I have faith and I'm going to change anyway. I'm not going to go back to my old self. I'm going to be the best version of myself and manifest my desire. It's so empowering. It puts you in such a high frequency state. It puts you in such a mentally positive frequency when you look at the world through the lens of faith. Faith could mean for you strengthening your connection to God, strengthening your connection to a higher power. And faith could mean for you also just putting trust in the universe, putting trust in yourself that everything will work out. It's so powerful. And honestly, I really recommend growing your connection to a higher power because that is so, so powerful when you're manifesting. Because when you have a higher power that you're faithful towards and you believe in, it takes off a lot of pressure from you to make your manifestation happen because you know there's a higher power also working with you and also helping you manifest. This is also another huge tip. Just take the pressure off of you manifesting and you being the one to control everything and you being the one to do everything and you blaming yourself for whatever happens in your reality. Take it off yourself and put it on a higher power, okay? Because the higher power that you believe in, it has a certain divine plan for you, and your manifestation will come at the right time, and whatever happens in your reality is for your own good, okay? It's for your own good, even though it might not seem that way. It will help you grow and be the best version of yourself. Like, my negative experiences in the past, it led me to the most positive growth, and it led me to be the person I am today. If I didn't go through that, I wouldn't be here today. And it's really weird to look at your past negative experiences with gratitude. Maybe it is for you, but when you do that, it's just so freeing. Again, it takes the weight off your shoulders. You feel so free. And I'm grateful to be where I am today and living out of faith and manifesting my desires. Alright, so that was the complete video on the biggest manifestation secret that I have and how you can truly embrace your shadow, embrace the negative parts of yourself, savor them, accept them, and be comfortable with them to get the most manifestation results and to feel the most inner peace. Thank you for watching. Bye.